Hey everybody, Chef Carlo here. Just wanted to do a demonstration on how to make a quick pan sauce. Today I'm going to sear up a nice piece of New York strip loin, and this is just a very simple skill to do, but this is for all you home cooks at home there that just want to make your dinner just a little bit better. So, like I said, I got a piece of New York strip loin here. First thing I want to do is coat this in just a little bit of oil. I have a vegetable and a olive oil blend. Purpose being is just to raise the smoke point, the cooking temperature of the oil. The reason why I want to coat the steak in the oil is to provide a layer of protection on the meat. It's going to also help with giving a nice sear. Also, I want to just point out or mention to you guys that you've probably heard before that searing the meat seals in the juices. It really doesn't. In fact, what it does is just build a lot of flavor. I've got some coarse sea salt here, and I've got some cracked black pepper I'm going to put on my steak, and I'm going to keep it nice and simple, just like that. Flip it over. Some nice cracked black pepper. Some sea salt, and to finish off this dish, I'm going to do some mushrooms because mushrooms are pretty good classic with steak, and some onions. So I've just got 4 mushrooms here. I'm just going to chop them up, just allowing that frying pan to get nice and warm. I'm going to use about half an onion. So next time you make a steak at home, guys, think about doing this. I'll tell you, everyone's going to enjoy it that much more. So just wait for the pan to get nice and warm and the oil to get hot. This is just part of conduction. That way we start building some good flavor. That looks pretty good. I'm going to lower the heat just a little bit. So just to give you a list of ingredients here, guys. I have a cup of beef stock. You need to know how to make beef stock. Check out clickchef.net. I do have a training video on doing beef stock there. I also have some red wine. If you don't have red wine, you don't need it. I'm going to flavor the sauce with thyme. I really like thyme, and I think it's a great pair for steak. And also, guys, I'm going to finish the sauce with a couple cubes of butter. Okay. Turn the steak over. Hopefully you get a good shot there. I'll move it over. As you can see, got some nice crusting happening on the steak. That's going to really provide some flavor in the pan and in the sauce. Also, I want you guys to notice that there is always just a little bit of fat on the tip of the strip loin, on the top of the strip loin. That's from the fat cap. Don't remove it. You really want some fat on your steak to provide good flavor. So I'm going to remove the steak. I'm just going to leave it there, and I'm going to rest the steak. What that means is all of the juices have heated up, and they've push their way out into different areas of the steak. So if you were going to actually serve this or cut this right now, all the juices would run out of the steak and it would be horribly dry. Okay, so now I'm going to put in my onions, my mushrooms, into the pan. And I'm going to season this as well. Use salt. Just a little bit of pepper. You don't need too much because we got some on the steak. Now that really is the big difference, guys, between restaurant chefs and home cooks. You know, sometimes you wonder, why does it taste so good in the restaurant? It really comes down to seasoning, guys. Seasoning. So, just going to give a light saute to these onions and mushrooms. Okay, so I got a nice little saute happening on these vegetables. I do have red wine myself, so I'm going to use just a little bit of red wine. And now we're going to add my stock. Little leaves, thyme. I'm going to try and keep the stems out. What's going to happen now, I'm just going to let this sauce reduce, and it's going to take about 2 or 3 minutes. Okay guys, so we've been reducing the stock and the wine, and now we need something to hold this all together, to pull it together as a thickener. There's many different methods that you can use to thicken up and bind the sauce together. Because this is a quick pan sauce, today I'm just going to be using 35% cream. So I'm just going to add about maybe about an ounce, 35% cream. You want to incorporate that into the reduced stock here. Now this 35% cream, it's going to thicken up the sauce and allow it to bind together. Now if you try and use a 10% or 15%, it probably will not work because there's not enough of a fat content in the liquid, so it will likely break, curdle, and fall apart on you and not be a very good sauce. Just going to lay some of the mushrooms down. Okay, so now that I've taken my mushrooms and onions out of the pan, guys, all I want to do to finish this sauce up is just add a nugget or 2 of butter, remove it from the heat, and just allow residual heat to melt the butter. Just what we call a Monto burr. You don't want to leave it on direct heat because the butter will split and separate, because butter is made out of 35% cream, guys. Basically what this is going to do is going to add some richness to the sauce, some nice shine. My mushrooms, onions, my steak that's been resting. I'm going to put it just right over here. And I'm just going to pour the sauce over the edge. I don't want to completely cover my steak with the sauce because I don't want to cover up the nice caramelization from searing the steak. So that's it, guys. Serve this with mashed potatoes, whatever your favorite side is. You know, if you're doing more steaks, just make up a little more sauce. I used 1 cup of stock for 1 steak. Okay, I used just a couple ounces of red wine. I used 1 ounce of cream and a couple nuggets of butter, a little bit of thyme, salt and pepper. That's it, guys. Nice and easy. So that's how you do pan-seared steak and make it a pan sauce. So that's it, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hey friends, I want to tell you about a great new website called clickchef.net. If you're interested in the chef industry or just cooking in general, you gotta check this out, guys. It's got cooking shows, recipes, articles, chef training videos, and more. So go to clickchef.net and check it out today. That's clickchef.net.